Hello, we are the Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kayla. One podcast,
two
two
sisters.
This is episode number 21, and we are back. I'm nervous.
Back and ready to party.
I got the butterflies. So we're back. I just had a minor meltdown, the huge, so I had to take a second. And it was kind of nice, figuring stuff out, and I actually didn't watch Michelle's season. We'll talk more about that on the Bachelor recap for the very first week. Or we already talked about it because this comes out.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
But, so and yeah, it actually kind of connects to the relationship topic of expectations, because I feel like I'm having a little bit of a meltdown / existential crisis. Yes, I said it right.
I don't think I know what that is.
Of just, why am I here? The world's gonna be gone soon anyway. I don't know, just well, maybe that's just how I am, but how the how you feel small in a big world, your meaning, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Your existence, existential, maybe that's where it comes from.
Yeah, so you're in the search for purpose.
Yeah, is that like the name of a book? Are you telling us something or releasing a book called that?
I don't know. Maybe I should.
And so I've kind of noticed, I feel like expectations really runs my life, and sometimes good, sometimes bad, which brings us to our relationship topic.
Which is expectations.
Ooh. We're really going to go in all different sorts of directions with this. But before we're back, we want to let you know what's going on, where you can see us, and we're going to be consistent, and we're going to kick ass this year. So, Amy, tell them our new schedule.
Our new schedule is we're going to have Bachelor episodes on Wednesdays, and then we are going to have bi-weekly relationship episodes on Sundays. So every other week we will have a relationship. So one of them is going to be like a topic of some sort, and then the second one is going to be us answering advice questions. And we might even have a guest answering questions with us. Probably we'll have our husbands back at some point. And we're excited to move forward. Excited to stay consistent. I think that should be our podcast goal for the year, is consistency, because we're not very good at that, but we want to be. And it's actually been super cool, because I feel like since we've stopped, multiple people have come and said something oh, I listened to every single episode, what's going on? So it kind of also re-energized us and made us excited to
I think it's really the reason we're back. Yeah. And over Christmas, everyone kept coming up to me and was saying, oh, when are you coming back? And it felt okay, people do care, and were watching, and it just made me feel good, because I did love doing this. And I've made jabs kind of throughout the whole last I want to call it first season, but we aren't having seasons. That's not really our show. But, if a year from now I'm still doing this, you'll know. I have a problem with commitment. Even though I've been with the same guy for 10 years, I guess all my commitment goes into that section of my life, and all the other sections, there's no commitment left. So, it's definitely, I disappointed myself by stopping. I'm the Nick Jonas of this Jonas Brothers breakup that happened. It was I called it, and I just needed some time for myself and figuring out, and I'm still in the middle of a meltdown, but I'm in a horoscope helped me. But I'm gonna bring that in later. I have a whole story. So the open. So we are going to talk about New Year's Eve, because this is coming up the first week of January.
Yes. So I looked up some New Year's traditions around the world that might be a little funky, might be a little different, but they're fun. So in Spain, as midnight approaches, everyone's busy counting out 12. What the crap is that? Sorry. 12 grapes apiece. You need to eat one of those 12 grapes with every strike of the bell at midnight. Everyone in Spain tunes into the coverage in Madrid, so everyone's eating their grapes together.
Dude, that is the weirdest thing that you said that, because on New Year's Eve, I somehow got into this comments on Instagram and I just kept going down to everyone talking about grapes on New Year's Eve. And I was trying to figure it out. I think it was on Katie Thurston's Instagram post. People are talking about grapes, and maybe there's people from Spain.
Well, it says some people try and stuff all 12 grapes into their mouth without eating them, but some people try and bite them in half and swallow them down to make space.
Oh my God, that's serious. I would die. It's kind of like, I don't know, America's version of Chubby Bunny.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so here's one for Germany. There are 2 weird New Year's traditions in Germany. The first is lead pouring, which is also popular in Finland. Each person melts a small piece of lead or tin over a candle and pours it into a container of cold water. The shape it forms into is meant to reveal that person's fate for the year ahead.
So 2022, I'm going to be a blob.
I feel like we probably should have set this up and done that on camera.
We probably should. We're just going to get liquid lead. Like, do we need like fire sticks or something?
Over a candle.
Oh, just even over a candle. Okay. Like, just like
I don't know how it doesn't drip.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds dangerous. That's
okay. Another thing that can't be missing from any self-respecting New Year's Eve party is a Krapfen.
What's a Krapfen?
A German donut. I have to hope that I'm saying that incorrectly. It says Krapfen. It's usually jam or chocolate filled, but sometimes filled with mustard as a prank.
That's disgusting.
Did I ever tell you the April Fool's joke that I did on Jared?
No.
Okay.
This year?
It was like 3 years ago. I got a Brussels sprout and I put it on a sucker stick and I dipped it in frosting so it looked like a pink cake pop from Starbucks.
I remember that.
And I was like, oh, Jared, I got you this. I made you a homemade cake pop. I've never made them before. Like, I'm super excited for you to try. And he took a bite out of it and it was freaking Brussels sprout.
That's good. I've never put any effort into April Fools.
The first time, and it was really fun. So I think maybe this year me and you should plan something to do for Marcus and Jared both.
We should. Marcus doesn't listen, so we could say whatever on here and he would have no idea.
Yes, okay, let's do that. All right, I think this is the last one. So there's a New Year's tradition in Italy. There are plenty of weird New Year's Eve traditions in Italy. In Naples, people throw old furniture out the window to symbolize a fresh start.
I really like that one.
All right, let's do it.
We should bring in 2023 with throwing furniture.
In Venice, thousands of people gather at the Piazza San Marco, where it's believed that a kiss in Venice will bring you happiness in the year ahead.
That's cute. I mean, that's kind of like our kiss, thing.
Yeah, just like location difference.
Yeah.
And lots of people in Italy wear red underwear on the night as it is associated with fertility and love.
Okay.
So if you don't
want to get pregnant? What's the opposite?
Wear black underwear. Wear black underwear.
For just a quiveled up ovary.
Gosh. So anybody out there, if you wore red underwear, you might get that pregnancy test ready.
Yep. One other thing, which is actually, one of my Christmas gifts was an inside joke from one of our podcast episodes. And it made my heart melt. It was, and only we don't have a fan name yet, the true Stopwarians, the true sister stealers, clothes stealers. Well, we need help. Send us your options, please. Anyways, we'll know this. She got me and Marcus a first aid kit. Because she was really worried about our episodes with our husbands that we would not be able to survive in the forest. So now we have a first aid kit. It's in our car. So if we ever get stuck in a forest, we have Band-Aids, maybe some Neosporin. We don't have a whole lot, but
okay, but she drove in the snow and everything to get here to visit for Christmas. And that first aid
I
kit.
did. I don't know. It cut off, I think. I drove in the snow to go see them.
Oh, yeah. Kayla did. And if her car would have wrecked in the snow and they would have been stuck somewhere, that first aid kit could have been a lifesaver.
Yeah, we almost died a few times. That snowstorm for the people in the Pacific Northwest area around Christmas. It was, Christmas morning, Christmas, woohoo. But then I had to drive for 24 hours and 2 days. So it was a nightmare.
Did you have a best Christmas gift?
I totally just said Marcus. Oh, I think this is the best thing I ever got. Oh, both of the presents. The first aid kit was Marcus's mom. And I actually have it in here. I took a picture on my personal Instagram. If you follow me, Kayla Galloway, but the Kayla has 3 Y's in it. A disco plant hanger.
Oh, yes.
Like a disco ball.
Cute.
Yeah, so it's like a little disco ball, and then it has like plants with the leaves falling down, and it's right by the window, so it has like those like shapes on the wall. I don't know, you see behind me, I did a little zhuzhin. So we're trying to make it, I was just trying to make it cute. I don't know. This was an idea I had found off Pinterest.
Did you know that both of our Instagram names have 3 Y's in it?
So I had my one forever that was just Kayla Irene Galloway, and then I got kicked out, and so I knew that we were doing this podcast together, so I thought it would just be easy when we give both of our personal Instagrams, we just do Amy Neiman and Kayla Galloway, but just add 2 Y's. And so I did it. I did it because of yours.
Oh, I love that. That warmed my sister heart.
My pretty Zoom light just fell off. If you're looking on YouTube, why did it stop?
The battery ran out?
Apparently has a time limit, so just every once in a while I'm going to get dark, but that's okay. But yeah, I did that on purpose.
My best Christmas gift is the card game Blink. And if you like fast card games, you have to get it. I actually learned it from another influencer, Daryl Ann. I'm obsessed with her. But it's so fun. So it's like Nerds. I don't know if anybody knows that game. It's like Nerds, but just with 2 people, and it's like a game of speed. It's so fun. So in this, like Skip Bo is like Nerds, except you take turns. Is it like, how is this? This is, okay, so you don't take turns.
Okay.
But the difference is it's just shapes and colors, and the number of objects it is what you match. Ooh. It's kind of confusing to say, but like,
wait, did we play that? No, that was something else.
No, we should have. I don't know why we didn't.
We played some like
Ruma Cube
card game that was all over. Ruma Cube. Yeah, I want to get that too.
Yeah,
no, we're big game people. We also got the game Hashtag, which we really like, from Marcus's brother and sister-in-law. What else? Oh, we got deck of cards that have The Office on them, which, if you know me, The Office, I'm a lifer.
Okay, I have another question for you, if you know, but if you don't know, it's okay. What's your best purchase of 2021?
Best purchase?
Yeah.
I think I bought my house in 2020, so not that. I wonder if I got my table. I have nothing that automatic comes to mind. I bought a lot of stuff in 2021. There's too many.
Okay, I had a full year full of things that I bought, but on like the day before New Year's Eve, I bought these pants.
Oh, you told me.
I'm wearing them now, and I have been wearing them every day since I bought them. Kayla doesn't freaking know what Barefoot Dreams blanket is. And if you guys don't either, then apparently I'm just too bougie for you all. But it's like the Barefoot Dreams blanket in pants. And they're so warm and cozy, and all you want to do is just lay down and just enjoy them forever. So, Target, go get yourself some, I think they're called like Beyond the Stars or something, but they're freaking soft and you need them. That's all I got.
That's all I got too. No, I got a lot of really cute clothes, but I got freaking COVID. So for New Year's Eve, we were planning to go to Palm Springs, and I bought a full New Year's Eve outfit. I've never really done anything for New Year's Eve. I had one really epic party.
Yes, was I there? Because I loved it.
Yes, my early 20s. But I'm a coucher, but it's been a while, so I wanted to go out. We're going to be in Palm Springs. We're going to do this whole thing, and we had to cancel it, and I haven't been able to. But this outfit, it was also Target, full-on velvet, purple velvet 2-piece set. And I don't know. I was going to save it for my birthday, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a red-themed birthday.
Okay, but like, why aren't you wearing it right now?
So
this was your moment.
I'd be a little overdressed. I do have a little bit of like my pimp coat going on. It's like a really cute kind of like trench coat, furry black thing that you're supposed to wear like outside or at like a nice event or something. But I've started using it as a robe since I don't leave my house. And it gets really cold. So the first thing I do when I get up is I put this on. That shows how exciting my life is.
All right, so in the next section, we're going to be talking about expectations. So let's get to it.
So our topic for this episode is all about expectations. We have different categories we want to hit. I feel like expectations means different things in different categories, so we're just going to go for it, and you'll follow along. So expectations. The expectations for New Year's Eve holiday.
I feel like it's all hype, man.
New Year's, do you want to, I already told you this, but it's a secret for anyone else. I went to bed at 8:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Not because I'm sick, I actually didn't get any symptoms, but just, I don't know. I just was tired, and those kids outside were just going crazy with their fireworks, and I was just like Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino, like, get off my lawn, and I just wanted to watch The Office and sleep.
This is what I will say. I think as you get older, I think the expectations of New Year's Eve changes. But maybe not for everyone. I don't really know. But I just know, like, I feel like once you're a parent, especially, you just, like, stay at home and you don't really do anything. Or you have, like, friends come over or, like, whatever. But it's, like, way more chill. When I think when you're a kid, you feel like you have, or like even teenager or young 20s, whatever. I'm not that old, but I feel old. You like want to go out and party and like, or like, I don't know, go crazy, do something really extreme. But I think as you get older, it kind of just like mellows out.
It's just it's kind of sad though. I feel like if I had more, like if we live near each other, I think we would do more, even if it's just the four of us, like you, me, and Marcus and Jared. Like I feel like we would do more. Just, it's a holiday, let's do something fun, compared to us with our no friends.
Yeah, well, here's my secret. Here's my secret for the thing. I actually got invited with a group of friends to go do something for New Year's Eve, and me and Jared were like, would we rather hang out with people or just hang out with ourselves? And we actually chose ourselves.
Yep, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we went out to dinner together, and it was super fun. We had some drinks and, like, whatever. We got picked up Jack by 9 o'clock. We got home. We did sparklers in front of our house by ourselves. We did a little dancing in the living room. It was, like, so fun. And I think we just, like, with the year that we've had, we've, like, done a lot of, like, growth together. We're like, how do we want to end this year and start the new year? It was, like, just
yeah. No, that's cute.
It was really nice.
Because babies don't celebrate New Year's Eve, right?
No,
like, he was asleep. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, freaking unless you're Krista Horton's kids, she's an influencer. Anybody who is a mom probably knows who she is. But her kids were up at like 2 a.m, going wild. Like, good for them. I'm not against it. I'd rather Jack just be asleep, but they just all party together.
Well, fun. My cats wanted to sleep too.
They played Human Hungry Hippos.
I actually sent like a reel of that to Mom right before Christmas Eve to see if we can play it, but I think we've got to do it like when the four of us are all together, the six of us actually with Graham and Evan.
That made me pee my pants. I want to do that.
I'm down.
Yes.
I know. I'm trying to think.
I feel like the world of TikTok and Reels has just made people do nuts things like freaking
I love it.
Jam your head into a gingerbread house.
If you guys have it, I think I was planning actually tomorrow on posting that on TikTok and Reels, so it'll be on our Instagram page by the time you listen to this. You've just got to see it. So go look. You'll just go through our Reels, see one that has a gingerbread house as the cover. Let it happen to you.
Yep.
And I actually did end up getting a bruise on my forehead.
Oh no.
But you have to watch. Okay. So that kind of leads to the holidays in general is something I wanted to touch on because my expectations, specifically for my birthday, is so high that for the first 4 birthdays with me and Marcus, we weren't speaking because I was not impressed with his turnout for my birthday. And we've kind of talked about it before, like our mom really spoiled us with that type of stuff, so I'm used to be treated like a queen. And Marcus's family just isn't like that as much. Like it's, I don't know, he's not used to how I grew up, and birthdays has been a really big learning thing for me when I was like since I've been with Marcus, but not only just Marcus and like expectations in a relationship, but just expectations on that day of like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like maybe what some people think about holidays of like New Year's Eve, I don't necessarily feel that way, but with my birthday, like I need rainbows and I need fireworks and I need a dance mob to happen in front of me. And it was specifically inspired by my essence, like stuff like that. And I don't know if you've watched like New Girl, but her episode with her birthday when she's her first birthday when she's dating Nick is I've never felt so seen. So if you know what I'm talking about, that's exactly how I feel about birthdays. Are you like that or not really or what?
Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily say birthdays exactly, but I think all holidays, gifts. I will just say gifts. More than the day, more than anything, I have like high expectations for gifts, and I've learned to lower those a lot. And it's not anybody's fault, really. It's like, well, it's mom's fault. If we want to blame anybody, it's mom's fault because
It's always mom's fault.
On our 13th birthday, we got 13 different gifts. Kayla even got that again on her 28th birthday. She got 28 gifts. So it's like
I got a scavenger hunt made around town for my 16th birthday, or maybe 17th, 18th, one of my teenage years.
Yeah, I just feel bad for our poor husbands, truly.
I do too. But I'm really excited for either my future children or your current children because we're going to fucking rock at it.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, though, is if you learn to just be okay with planning your own birthday and, like, just saying exactly what you want.
Oh, yeah, Marcus isn't in charge anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't mean as much to a certain extent because you want the surprise or you want the whatever. But at the same time, you still get what you want.
Yeah.
And last birthday, I will say that Jared did a good job. He, I figured it out, I think. I don't remember how I figured it out. But he surprised me with like dinner and going to an escape room with friends. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is really good.
I think after crying and telling him if you don't plan anything for my birthday, I'm never speaking to you again, I think it finally worked. I know. We're spoiled, rotten brats sometimes. It's bad.
What about 2022? You're a lot more into like you're setting goals and stuff. I'm just trying to survive still.
So is that your word?
Survive. Yeah, I think Amy posted a story where you put in a question box like your one word for 2022, and she put happy, and I just put despair.
Yeah. But I feel like last year I went through a lot of growing and like doing a lot of just deep reflection that kind of made it life like harder than easier. But now I feel like I'm in a better place. I still have a lot to grow and like different things, but I just want to learn to just be happy with where I am. So
being present's hard.
Yeah. Jared gets mad. Well, okay, so now that I've started growing my Instagram, my job is like my phone. So before, it would be easy to just like leave my phone somewhere and not pay attention and just be like in the moment. Well, now I feel like my brain all the time is like, okay, I need to check my email. I need to check my messages. I need to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to post about this. And it's like Jared gets so mad lately because he's like, just be here with me. Like, just enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, I need to. So my big thing is I want to have more like working hours when I'm like on my phone doing what I'm supposed to do. And then realizing that if I don't check my email for like 4 or 5 hours, it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, it's fine.
And I kind of learned that working from home too. Oh yeah, have a new job. I work from home now, so the move to Portland is inevitable, but who knows if it'll actually happen. But I'm in like my office now, and I've really made it into a place where like I don't know. I'm gonna get off on a tangent, but I promise I'll come back. When you get like when you grow up, you don't necessarily, I guess you if you share with a sister, but me and Amy both got our own rooms for the last few years, and just like having your own room, I didn't know I would take that for granted, or I felt like I was missing something when I got married, because I went straight from my parents' house to living with Marcus. And this is the first time I realized I was like, this is my room. Like I love sharing my bedroom with Marcus, and he doesn't take the covers, he's a decent sleeper, no rare snoring. But I absolutely like, I feel like it's like my room, like I have my bedroom back again, like this is where like, no boys allowed. And I should put like a Jesse McCartney like poster or something. But I went off on a tangent, and you need to help me get me back.
You were talking about like being present. You work from home now.
Yes. Anyway, so that's my tangent of me loving my office. I've created such a beautiful space, but also like having a separate space for work, compared to like when I'm done with work, I close this up like I would like I'm leaving from an actual job site, and I just turn off the light, shut the door, and then this is like my work, and so I have a separate space for it, and it's really nice just to have designated areas.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. I'm in a closet, a very small closet. I could touch the walls.
We're gonna make it cool.
No, I'm super excited. I just ordered wallpaper, so this is not going to be black. It's or blue, whatever color it is.
If you watch on YouTube, which I hope you do, I want you to listen to both. But
look at our beautiful faces.
Yeah, I've been told YouTube is an unparalleled experience. I thought my computer was frozen.
If you're not watching on YouTube, I just smiled and froze my face for about 10 seconds. I don't know. It felt like a long time.
It was a long
time. Another thing I really want to happen in 2022 is I want to create a routine. If anybody could give me advice on that, I would love it, because in my life, I've been terrible at routine. But I read a quote that said, this is a like butchered version of the quote because I forgot it and I couldn't figure out what it was. But it is, the lack of routine is an opening for forever procrastination.
Say that one more time. I want to really breathe it in.
The lack of routine is an opening for forever procrastination.
Yeah, I like that. No, and I've read a lot of stuff about routines and like how connecting it to mental health, and even just I really, it's what I strive for. Like I said, right now I'm surviving, so I'm not to that level at the moment, but a little while back when my brain was still fully intact, I did have like little routines, and not like necessarily full like 3 hours or something like that, just like doing my skincare at night. I think I've said this before on the podcast. Just those little things, and knowing you do it every single night. I don't know what it does to your brain, but something just either calms it or just, I don't know, releases serotonin or something. I don't know the science behind it, but it definitely, even just small steps like that really help.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to I haven't figured out what I want my routine to look like, but I've also realized having Jack, like he needs a routine too. And like the holidays, it's super hard to keep a routine, but I'm really trying to now in the fresh new year. I've also been sick the last couple days, so I'm like, bad start to the new year, but I'm going to get on a routine. I want to exercise, but I'm not putting like, oh, I need to exercise every day, because that's not going to happen. But I will exercise more. I will create some sort of routine. I will be more present, and I will air fry everything. I got a new air fryer and I'm pumped.
We were actually, I was watching Queer Eye. I don't know. Do you watch that show?
No, but I wanted to. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, the new season just came out like New Year's Day, I think, or something like that. And they were using the air fryer, and me and Marcus, because you have guys that we're talking about all throughout Christmas, and we're like, I want that. They made like taquitos, and I was like, probably just like, we've made Mexican food before, but done like a bunch of oil and like fried it that way. And it just kind of has this kind of heaviness, but I feel like an air fryer, I've never had anything air fried, but if I did, I feel like it would taste like air.
We did donuts. You know how Mom used to make those cinnamon sugar donuts, like deep fry them? Well, we did it in an air fryer. freaking delicious. Tastes like a fluffy little elephant ear in your mouth, which if
Kind of like a Krispy Kreme.
Well, it's like cinnamon sugar donut, so.
Oh, but okay, gotcha. I was thinking like the consistency. It was like cotton candy.
Yeah, but like, flaky, soft, delicious.
Yeah, I want to get one of those.
French fries. We tried to make tater tots, but they crumbled up, so we don't know what happened there.
Weird. Maybe it was the tater tots.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. I know. You're gonna have to air fry something for me.
Yes.
Next time I visit.
No, next time when you move here.
When I move, one of those things.
You're moving. Knock it off.
I am. I want to talk about my horoscope.
Okay, tell me about it.
Okay. So I was feeling very down on New Year's Eve because I was at home. I canceled my Palm Springs trip, which was probably going to be my last trip in a good while because I'm moving. And I just had COVID and I was down. And so I was looking on E-News. Apparently E-News does horoscopes now. I guess it was just probably a New Year's Eve thing. It's probably like a trending topic or something. And they had a reading for what you can expect in 2022. I am Pisces. Find out even more about my zodiac sign on the Amani Butler episode. Highly recommend. And then I read this horoscope and it actually helped, which I thought was just really surprising. It was just very random. I opened it and it just made me feel good. So Pisces is going to have some really great moments in 2022. Right there is already upping up my expectations. Lucky Jupiter and dreamy Neptune will be linking up with the sun in Pisces on April 12th, which will allow you to start connecting with your innermost dreams and desires. This is a once-in-a-lifetime transit, so take advantage of it and embrace the magic that comes your way. If you have a big dream, it's your year to pursue it. You may finally get that break you've been wishing for. And I don't know, for some reason, I've been really down lately, specifically I think part of the big reason is I've decided to move to Portland. I think I kind of mentioned that. I kind of talked about, we were thinking about it, and I actually officially quit my job to do a remote job to move to Portland. And I feel like to kind of go into our next category is kind of expectations on ourselves. I really feel like I am mourning, or grieving, this person who I thought I was going to be. And I know I'm being really dramatic about just moving to a 2-hour flight ride, LA to Portland, but for some, it just is the more final type thing that I've ever done. It just feels final. It feels like I'm giving up. It feels like all these things I always thought I would do, I'm not going to do. And just kind of mourning my dreams, I guess, a little bit. And so it's been really hard. I'm actually going to cry. I wasn't expecting that. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just been hard. I'm just going to take a second.
Yep.
So when I read this, it was like, I feel like this podcast is kind of the last dream that I have. So I don't know, it made me excited that maybe something could happen this year with this. So
yeah, I think number one, I think we're all really hard on ourselves. I think that's a big thing about expectations, where we're we think we should be this certain way, or we put this big pressure on ourselves to be this certain thing. And I think sometimes it also makes us not see all the success that we have had, or the success that we're going to have moving forward. For me, in May, I started, Chrissy, who was on one of our episodes, she texted me one day and was just like, have you ever thought about growing your Instagram? And I was like, no. I just have never thought of myself as someone that I guess anybody would look up to, or want to learn from, or want to see pictures of, or whatever it might be. And so I had 600 followers, and I was like, well, why don't I just try? Well, on the New Year's, I have 5,000 followers.
So exciting.
And when that first happened, I kind of was like, well, that's barely any. Some people that don't even try have 5,000 followers, or whatever. I said all this negative stuff, and then I'm like, you want to know what? Who cares? Who cares if some people just have 5,000? I worked really hard and I have 5,000 followers, 5,000 people that are choosing to like see my life and see what I have to share. And like, that's something to celebrate. So yeehaw for me. So my thing is like, let's stop having so much expectations on ourselves or what we think we should do or what other people want from us. And let's just be who we are and realize that people are going to love it.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's so exciting about your Instagram. It really in the grand scheme of things, people take years and years to get where you got. And you just started it like less than a year ago, right?
May. So that's like
May,
a little over 6 months.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. Like brands and other influencers like pay to like get that type of growth, and yours is completely organic, which is someone who's in social media. Like that's very, very impressive.
Yeah,
and I will take some of the credit.
No, take it. I'll give it. No, and we have a successful business that Kayla started.
What is wrong with me?
It's successful though. It's got a new client.
I know, she kicked me out though. I'm not allowed to go back.
No, that is false. I definitely said you can come back anytime you want. Yeah. But I don't know, it's cool because I think that I think my expectation for both of us together and separately is like, we're going to find, you've said this actually, life doesn't have to be one thing. Like we are allowed to have so many dreams and succeed at so many different dreams. And you had your dream in LA, you went to FITM, you've worked with famous people, you've done all those things that are so cool. You've gone to shows that you never would have been able to go to. You've done all that. And instead of thinking of it as something that you failed, you should think of it as like, that's a dream that I succeeded in. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I have trouble doing that for some reason. I think I am a lot harder than I didn't realize. I think I've always been this way, but I didn't realize it till recently that I'm kind of hard on myself. And I don't know, it was just not anything I thought I was towards myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I just realized I'm kind of mean to me.
Yeah, seriously. Well, just me, like talking about what I was just saying. It's the same thing. It's like when we succeed at something, we are like, well, you're not good enough. You didn't do it good enough. Or look at these other people doing this. Or these people are going to think of this now because of this. And it's like, number one, people do not think about you as much as you think they do.
Yeah.
And number two, like, celebrate yourself. That is my other thing for the year. Learning to celebrate myself. I'm going to have a freaking party. When you move here, we're having a freaking party.
I know. Do you want to go into like more like, no, ourselves is a relationship, but just like romantic relationships and how we kind of want to turn this all into this specifically, this like expectations in relationships into its own little episode. So we'll just kind of go into a little bit. And I think we want to get our husbands on that one because it's definitely affected, I think, both of our relationships in a major way. I mean, I kind of hinted on it on like the birthday and how like most of like my first couple birthdays with Marcus, it was not a good day. Like it was terrible. And kind of expectations, yeah, sure, from our mom, but even like TV and movies and magazines and social media and kind of seeing what other couples are doing and comparing yourself. I don't know if I necessarily think I'm comparing myself to other couples, but just like more of just my life in general and his role in that. And he's not just a role in my life. He's his own living, breathing person, you know, with his own things. So it's been a journey, but I do feel like I'm a lot better on that side of things, and not so much on the myself expectations, but I've worked on the other thing and it's gotten better.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like expectations in a relationship are like the killer of joy. Like having expectations is literally setting yourself up to be disappointed, I think.
No, I think it's like how many number one pieces of advice have we gotten on this for like a relationship advice show? But I feel like really once you get past that, I think you're almost unstoppable. I think it's actually like the trick of life is getting rid of expectations. I think it has that much of a control on you. And like we're going through so many different categories because it has effect on every single part of your life.
Yeah.
And expectations on friends, expectations with your parents, you know, realizing that they're people, not your parents. I mean, they're your parents too, but you know what I mean.
I just had a brain explosion the other night. I don't think Jared was like on the same page as me in that moment at all, but I was just like, oh my gosh. It's so weird because I think you think of your parents, so this is just how I think. I'm not saying everybody feels this way.
Sure.
But especially I'll just say my mom in particular. I think of her as this, I've thought of her as this kind of like more, not that I've thought she knows everything or anything like that, but she's just your mom. Like, your mom is like someone that just knows things. You want to get advice from them. They have things figured out. They whatever. You think that that's what your mom should be, or like a parent should be. But like, your parent is just a human, just like you. They have insecurities just like you. They have different opinions. They have all these different things. They're the same as you. So why do you put them as this like big, like magical human that knows everything and is everything when like they're just the same as you? It's weird. I don't know about how much. But...
No, it is. I think of how much of a hot mess I am right now at 28. Mom had 2 kids, and like one in school, one still at home, and I'm just like, you're lucky if I don't eat fast food for dinner for myself. Like, it's just like, how I could take care of 2 other human beings.
Yeah. And so like, even thinking of like how you were raised, and a lot of people I think blame their parents for different things, which sometimes you should. I'm not like putting this all in one category, but like, what did you expect them to do? Like, you probably wouldn't do much better. Or the thing is you're able to see that and now know you could do better. But what if you never saw it in the first place? You know, it's like, we're learning. We're all just humans learning.
Yeah,
and raising.
It was just in my mid-20s where that clicked for me, that my parents are people. And it was a really, like, it's an obvious thing, but it's like a weird mind shift that you have to do at some point in your life, or you should do, you know?
Yeah.
And then it also just makes things like less personal to me. Like, it's like nothing personal. It's just like, this is what makes you happy. This is what you have to do for you. I'm doing the best I can to do things that make me happy and just keep me the best the way I can. So I can't think of, if I had kids, like, I can't think of all these other people that I'm affecting. I have to just like focus on me, because I don't even have the capability of, you know, going further than I, you know, and just so, yeah, I don't take anything personal, like, at all.
Yeah. Going back to expectations on relationships, let's think friendships. I think that is something that has been a slap in my face the last couple years. Is like, I think I've always expected people to have the same heart and commitment to friendship as I do. And we've talked about this plenty of times, that me and Kayla both are super loyal, super like friends till the end of the days people. Like, we just give our all into relationships. And other people aren't like that, and that's totally fine. And even like as I've grown up, I've stopped being like that as much, I'm sure. But it's just interesting that when you have these expectations that people are going to feel the same way as you or act the same way as you would about a friendship or whatever, not the case. And it's only going to lead to your sadness and destruction. So expectations suck.
Expectations are terrible.
Here's another way to think about expectations, though. I think that as long as expectations are, you should try to limit them. I think you should. You should try to just let people be who they are and take it or leave it. And that's your choice, whether you want them in your life or like whatever. But with relationships that you're really close to, it's almost like expectations and boundaries like kind of play a part. I think that
plot twist. Expectations are good. I bet you're glad you waited till towards the end of this podcast, or you would have missed that Easter egg. Sorry, you go.
Like, for instance, this is a really stupid thing, because this is not a good expectation to have on someone, but I want Jared to do the dishes every day. And I think, no, let's just say, this is not really how I feel. I'm just saying, I want Jared to do the dishes every day, and that's my expectation for him. But if I never tell him that, and every day he doesn't do the dishes, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm so mad at you because you didn't do the dishes. And he's like, what the heck? I didn't know I was supposed to do the dishes. So it's like, you have to communicate your expectation.
What's our saying? Do you remember?
It's all about
communication. I swear to God, that's going on merch one day.
Yes. So really, if you have to have expectations, like there's things that like it's kind of a deal breaker, like boundary, whatever you want to call it. You're allowed to do that, but you have to communicate it because you can't expect someone to just be able to read your mind. And that's the biggest thing I've learned in my relationship. It's like, you can't just expect someone to do what you want them to do if they literally have no clue how to do it or what you want.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. I think, it's kind of expectations and boundaries. I'm kind of curious. I almost want to look at like the definition of each one of what one is good. So it's just kind of having like expectations as like the negative and boundaries is the positive like way to say it.
Let's see. Expectation is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Boundaries are where one thing ends and another begins.
I think they're talking about like property.
I know. Okay. Boundaries help you define what you are comfortable with and how you would like to be treated by others.
Yeah, I do think that's like a negative and a positive of this very, very similar word.
So expectation is just like,
I've never connected those two words before, but I don't
think I have until I was talking.
No, I think we're onto something. I think we've discovered quite the doozy.
Here is our moment of success.
Yes.
Market.
Trademark it, dude. Don't steal it. Okay. Expectations on this podcast. I want you to go first. We're back.
My expectation for this podcast is to just be real. I feel like that's what I want more than anything, is I just want to talk and learn together and laugh
our
together.
First tears on a podcast.
I know.
I think that's like a milestone. I promise there's no onions anywhere. It wasn't staged. Or was it? Am I just that good of an actress? I go back to my horoscope. We're going to do, it's April 24th, April 12th. We're going to do something. Maybe it'll be the Stop Wearing My Clothes holiday, yearly annual event. Maybe we'll throw a festival. But April 12th. And we can
draw all about communication merch. April. Yes.
April 12th. And April 12th, dropping merch, maybe. Because Lucky Jupiter and Dreaming Neptune are linking up with the sun in Pisces. It'll allow you to start connecting with your innermost dreams and desires. This is a once-in-a-lifetime transit. And that was weird. My Zoom light turned off again right as I stopped. What does that mean?
That means sun. That means Grandpa's with you, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, it keeps doing it like every 10 minutes.
I know.
So, Grandpa, go get a hobby.
Or, hey, he's blessing this podcast right now. He's sending good vibes straight here.
I'm excited. I have a little bit in our section 2. We play a game that I have a little podcast addition to do, but so I don't. All right. So that's why you got to keep watching, guys. All right, we are back to play a game and some relationship questions because we got a couple while we were away in our email. So they're real ones. Woohoo! All right. So the game is 2022 predictions for each other. Should we go back and forth?
Yes, you start.
I think you're going to have baby number 2 or get pregnant, not have it.
I am. What if I am right now?
I don't think you are.
Are we having a pregnancy announcement? Ready? Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't think. I think it's going to be the last part of the year. You're going to maybe find out. You could even find out in December of this year. But I think something's going to happen this year.
All right.
I just have this feeling.
To counter that, mine was you will have a child, another child, fur or real.
Oh, yeah, fur.
So you will either get pregnant or you will have another cat by the end of the year.
Probably a 4th cat. Marcus said I could once we we are in Washington because he doesn't want to travel with 4 cats. Weird, I know.
And her plan is to ride a U-Haul and just let all of her cats crawl around on her laps in the 2 front seats of the U-Haul.
No, I forgot about the U-Haul part. I thought it was going to be a car, and then they carry the U-Haul, so we were going to be in our safe car. But I was told that is not the case. But I really think I'm going to get one of those pod storage things and just ship it, so we can just like not even worry about a U-Haul and just like drive our car.
I think that's such a good idea. Or hire movers. I know that's expensive, but you should see
we
how
have like no
it is.
money, but maybe.
Sorry.
Should I start GoFundMe? GoFundMe says I want to movers, please.
No, but if you sell your house for a lot of money, you could have extra.
No, we can't take any of it. Remember, capital gains tax. They take 40%.
Well, you can't take like a couple of $1,000.
They'll take 40% of whatever $1,000 I do.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know. Fuck the government. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
They do a lot of great things too.
But I am mad about taxes. Now I'm gonna get $600. If I make more than $600, it's all gonna get taxed now. Darn habit.
Was that different than before? Did something happen?
Before you could make money on PayPal or Venmo, like do side jobs.
Oh,
like
I actually saw that.
If you like let someone borrow $10 and they pay you back on Venmo, but if they do that and you make $600, it's taxed. So be careful, because I know you do that a lot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So don't make more than $600 on PayPal, Venmo, anything like that, or you'll get taxed. PSA.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'm usually the one giving the money, so I think that's okay.
Yeah, I guess. Don't make them pay taxes on your money.
Yeah. But that's interesting, because people also like send that to their roommates and stuff for their like chunk of like the rent.
No, I know. I don't know how they're gonna figure that out.
I don't know. I feel like there has to be some little details there, but this is boring to talk about, so I'm moving on.
Okay, that's fine.
I think you're gonna hit 10K this year.
That's my goal.
Oh, okay, perfect. I think you are. I think you're going to, and I think that's low. I think you're at least gonna hit that.
Okay. I think that you will start a new business.
Well, duh. Every year I do. All right. I think you're going to quit anything that's not Instagram or the podcast. I don't think you're going to need it. I think you're going to be able to get the money that you need for it without additional income.
And that counts as like the side thing of like being kind of a social media manager as well.
Yeah. If you guys are hiring a social media manager or an influencer, an agent?
Yeah, because I wouldn't really call myself. I have trouble naming what I am, because social media manager, I feel like more is like they tell like when to post, they schedule everything out for you, and I'm more of like a brand reach outer.
Official name. You put it on the business card.
I think maybe an influencer.
Then hit her up.
Yeah.
Okay.
My last one is you're going to move to Portland.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yep.
Mine is you're going to have a podcast studio upgrade. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, make that come true.
And then our goal together for 2022 is to make at least $1 on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then 2023, the big bucks.
All right, I like it.
And then we have relationship questions. 3 of them. Let's do this. Okay, so this is the very first one. These are all I've actually asked to be anonymous, so we will not be saying who they are from, but thank you so much for everyone who did send us questions. We're going to be doing relationship question full episodes more and more, so and have like really exciting guests who might pop in and answer your question. So please make sure you DM us, comment, text us because you probably know us, or email us at stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com, and we will do our best to answer everyone's questions. Which, do our best was like our cool way of saying it because we have so many that come in, but we will for sure answer your question. Okay, the first one. My grandma is a strict Lutheran Christian who believes anyone who loves the same sex is damned to hell. Meanwhile, my younger sister still had the courage to come out to the family in her teenage years. My grandma doesn't really seem to acknowledge my sister since she's come out, so I've only talked to my grandma once in about 6 years. I want to tell her how I feel and why I haven't called her yet I'm afraid to cause drama in the family. I'm torn because my sister asked me not to say anything, yet I feel my grandma deserves to know why I'm so distant. A lot of information. What do you got, Amy?
So wait, I want to clarify something first. He's not coming out. His sister already has, and the reason he doesn't want to have a closer relationship with his grandma is because of the way that she has treated his sister.
Yes.
Okay. I would say that as much as he wants to respect his sister, I think if it is affecting his relationship with his grandmother, I think that that's a conversation that should happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, life's so short, and grandma isn't going to be there forever. So I mean, if it's important enough to, I mean, depending on, I guess she has to acknowledge her sister, which is pretty booked up. But I don't know, I guess just to be kind, know that she's probably not educated in the same about the world in the same way that you and your sister are. And, they're from a different time and they just might not understand, it's things. If it was brand new to us, maybe we would be in the same boat if we were in a different generation, you never know. And so I don't know, I guess just use kindness, but just do what you think is right in kindness.
Yeah, and also, as much as it sucks, don't have high expectations for, like we just talked about expectations, don't have high expectations for, or don't have any expectations for a response. Like, it might not go the way that you want it to because of the way that she has already acted. You could assume that she might not be able to even hear you. But if that's important to you and you want to try to have a better relationship, then that conversation probably has to happen. There's probably no way around it.
Yeah, and it's your own conversation. You don't have to. I mean, yeah, it is about your sister, but it's about your guys' relationship. It doesn't have to be about their relationship, just how that makes you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's
rainbow flag. Woohoo! I should have a rainbow flag behind me. We are gay allies. We are.
I know. Is that how you say
it? I think so. We are LGBTQI allies.
Okay.
All of them.
What does the I stand for?
Why you put me on the spot and now everyone's gonna know I don't know what it means.
I've never heard the I, so I didn't know.
It's a newer one. I think they added on to it because it was just LGBTQ. So I think it's something that they added, but I'm not entirely sure. So this is from another anonymous. He did send a picture, but he asked us not to show it. Hi, Kayla, or I run the email, so you'll be talking to me. Well, I'm just going to tell what happened to me and go from there. I'm in a neck brace because of my girlfriend, and I'm feeling a certain way about it. Here's what happened. My girlfriend is taking judo lessons, and I went to pick her up from class a few weeks ago. She was waiting for me when I got there, and I jokingly asked her to show me what she had learned so far. She asked me to step onto the mat in order to show me. I laughed and said, okay. So I came onto the mat, and in a matter of seconds, I was flat on my back, thrown like a wet noodle. I made it up and said little, and we left. She asked if I was mad at her for showing me up. All I could do was hand her the car keys and told her to get me to the nearest ER. Long story short, I severely sprained my neck and will be in this hideous neck brace for 6 weeks. Now I'm definitely feeling a certain way. Yes, I'm injured and embarrassed, and I also felt as if my girlfriend has something over me, and I'll admit what it is. She can kick my ass. And I know I'm not liking that. I even have insisted that she tells no one what happened. Am I being ridiculous and making too much of this? Should I just try to laugh it off? Sincerely anonymous.
Okay. Number one, you're very valid in your feelings. Like, I feel like the way society puts on men, like they need to be the big macho, like
I hate masculinity.
Yeah. So
toxic masculinity. That's what I was trying to say.
So you can totally, I mean, your feelings are very valid. But at the same time, it doesn't make you any less of a man. It shouldn't really have an effect on your relationship, except for maybe her response bothered you, and that could be a conversation that you talk to her about, like, or maybe you just don't wrestle with her again. I mean, in that way, you can wrestle in a different way if you want.
Yeah, I just think that maybe, her response, I think, if she is not being as sympathetic towards you as you would like, I think just kind of communicating that, or, and if she doesn't receive what you need from a relationship, then maybe she's not the right one for you. But at the same time, Kamala Harris is vice president. We have vice presidents. We have women can now kick men's asses. And that's just the way that it is. And so you got to kind of get with the times a little bit. Especially if you're going to date someone who does judo.
Or maybe this should inspire you. Maybe you should do judo. Maybe
you should do judo. Yes.
Maybe you guys could be a judo couple and it's like a fun, competitive, sexy thing you do together.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you should just stay off the mat and let her do her thing and you find your own thing.
Yeah, find another hobby.
Yep. So I hope that answers your question. I understand exactly why you feel the way you do, and super valid. Understand, like, that does suck, especially getting that hurt. So maybe she also needs to learn safety measures, because I don't think that should happen.
Yes, you're true.
So I hope you're okay. I hope you're healed. We're wishing you well. That's what I got for you, bud.
Okay, moving on. Our very last one. This question is for Kayla.
Oh, all right, bye.
Based off the Halloween episode, we've got an avid watcher. Love, by the way. You've mentioned, and your guess proved based off zodiac signs, that when you love deep. As your viewers, we see how true that is. You love not only your friends and family, but I believe us as your audience as well.
Oh, I love that.
That is cute. Whoever this is, help us find a name for our fans.
Because you are one of them.
Yes. So what do you want to be called? So my question
maybe it should be a Kaylanator.
The Kaylanator. No, but it has to be for the podcast. For
okay, fine. Sorry.
So my question is, why do you think when Amy would end a conversation with "I love you" and you would say "Okay, weirdo"? I mean, no disrespect. I was just curious why saying the words were harder than showing the action. I don't know. I have a hard time saying I love you to people in my family. Like, I say it to my friends. I say it to Marcus probably about 20 times a day.
I would say just get a little alcohol in her, and it's quite easy to get her to
That's true.
She loves you.
It's true. I don't know. It like something in my soul stops me. I don't know how to describe it.
Basically, she has deep-seated issues from childhood that probably stops her from being able to say I love you to her family, and she needs to go to therapy to work through it. So that's the answer.
Yeah. Ditto. All right. That's all we got for today.
I hope you guys loved our first episode back. Like, we're so excited. I just am feeling all the happy joy feelings in my heart right now. And no, seriously. I'm so excited. I missed it. Yep. I missed you guys. I missed you, Kayla.
For those who are not watching, I just gave her a good solid finger gunning.
That sounds weird.
In a non-sexual way. I just want to let everyone know our next episode is going to be Wednesday, the Bachelor Recap Week 2. And then just a reminder that every other Wednesday we will be doing our relationship episodes like this one. Mm-hmm. So also, this is the most important thing. So even if you don't listen to the whole episode, hopefully you just skip everything to this moment. Please review on Apple Podcasts. We have 39, and once we get to 50, we're going to be doing a giveaway. Who knows what we'll be giving away? Could be a car. Could be a trip to Europe.
Could be our bodies.
You never know. So, send our podcast to your friends, get reviews, because we want to hit 50. That's our next big goal.
And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, all the
Facebook,
things.
Twitter, Pinterest. And make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube. And to be part of our podcast, send in your relationship advice questions, and we'll have every single episode. We'll at least do one of the questions, and we'll also have a whole full podcast about them. So email us at stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com. And that, my friend, is a wrap.
See you later.